morning, everyone. Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates here. A little bit different of a view this morning. Sorry it's not quite as close. But this morning I am actually working on a Q-snap, working on my chatelaine. And I'll be talking a bit about how I'm doing this here in a second. Let me show you what I'm doing. So this is the Taj Mahal Mandala from Martina Weber chatelaine. That is what it will look like someday. I am working over here on this little portico on the Taj. Such a gorgeous piece. I have had this for years. The copyright on this, I believe, is, let's see, what's it say? 2005. That's probably about when I got it. I've done it sporadically on and off. The center is complete except for the beads that go on it. So everything else is done. So I do have it on a huge Q-snap. I don't even know what size this is. Maybe 18 by 18. Is there such a beast? I don't know. When I'm working on a frame like this, I do work two-handed. I'm experimenting. What you saw me doing was experimenting with going down and then not even turning the needle around and coming right back up. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do, though, for the longevity of the floss. This is Karen Water Lilies and Ginger Snap. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I did buy the kit way back then. So this is a 32 count linen, kind of a pale yellow color. So yeah, I don't know whether, if, you know, the going down and not turning the needle around and coming right back up certainly is quicker, but I kind of don't like how the floss, the silk gets all twisted around like that. This is a much softer silk than the base that Mrs. Sadus is using for her silk. And that's not necessarily a good thing, an advantage. I mean, it feels nice, but it's going to pill more. It's going to fuzz up more quickly. I kind of wish I had a smaller piece cut than this. But anyway, we'll go with what we have for now. So, yesterday, I did finish Give Love, Get Love. This is done on a 28 count linen. The floss is, again, the silk floss for Mrs. Sadus in the Jan's Pride colorway, and I love it. I was going to look in my drawer and see if I could find a backing fabric to make a pillow of, because I would like to get the pillow done and take it with me to StitchCon. Like I said, to have it kind of sitting at my table. But I forgot because I was overtaken by all kinds of other things this morning, which I will share with you momentarily. Spring House. Oh, Spring House had a lot of competition yesterday. I got a little bit done. I got these stitches up here done. I filled in some of the empty spaces in here mostly, and did a little bit down here in this corner in that kind of light gray. Now I did have a question yesterday. Somebody asked, wasn't the spring house or the sweet home spring and all the other doors, don't they have blended threads? And they certainly do. And I decided going into this that I would either try to find a variegated thread that I could substitute for the blended, or I just wouldn't worry about it. And this area down here is one of the cases where I didn't worry about it. So let me actually get this needle. These stitches here, those two, that one, these three, that one, I think there's some in here too. They are meant to be 762 and B5200 combined. So the light gray and the bright white. This area is just 762. I decided that I didn't think the bright white, I wasn't going to worry about it enough to try and, I probably don't have any type of over-dyed floss that would have that kind of bright white and gray together that would be a good equivalent. So I basically didn't worry about it. I used 762 in both places. And you know, the interesting thing is, now granted I don't have the stitches around this yet, but the 762 here looks different anyways. And maybe she put the B5200 in with it to brighten it up so it would stand out more. I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to be making a judgment case by case as I work through this. So, yeah, this is a fun one. I'm not going to worry about the little detail. I'll do what I can to make it look like the original. But if it doesn't, it's my own design original then, my design concept. Somebody mentioned, actually a couple people told me that the Russian word on the door is male, which makes sense because it's a mail slot. So yeah, I thought that was pretty brilliant. So that one did have a lot of competition, not only from Give Love, Get Love, but from this gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Shades of Gold, Northern Expressions needlework. I did have a hard time putting this down yesterday. So I got this flower done, I got this diagonal piece done, and then I started to work up here and to fill in the flowers that go in there. It really does sing to me, the combination of the fabric and this floss. Yeah, this one is going with me on our trip. This will probably be my main focus piece for the trip. I'm going to take this one and a smaller one. And a Quaker Seasons of Friendship. God. I know, insane. Insane. What can I say? So, anyway, what is it that, oh wait, I have to do this. Wednesday, June 5th, 7:51 a.m. It is 73 degrees and partly cloudy. It was pouring rain and sunshine at the same time not too long ago. Now, I had to be sure and mention this today because Linda Kleindienst, she made a comment yesterday telling me the weather where she lives. She says, because Jan has to give us a weather report every single day. And you know, the main reason I do that is because that information, you know, is right there on the watch. So I'm basically reading what's on the watch. But yeah, I got a kick out of that, Linda. You gave me a chuckle, as my kids used to say, or a giggle. My youngest one would say, "Did you have a giggle?" So anyway, what else? I have had a wonderful conversation this morning with Ann Robbins of Dying to Stitch R&R Reproductions. I did send the emails out yesterday, just a few. about the bags, about the muslin bags. And Anne responded this morning with a lot of very interesting information. So they send out to their first-time customers, and I think first-time R&R reproduction, so first-time customers buying the fabric, they send out an information sheet letting them know that the fabric should not be stored in plastic. And she said, you know, it drives her crazy when she goes to stores and see them have all their cut pieces in Ziploc bags, because it is not good for the fabric. So she was very interested to get the information on the muslin bags. She also said that I guess they had a customer once who was very angry with them because her fabric had faded. Well, she had left it on her Q-snap for some long period of time. And it had to have been a long period, like years. And the fabric had faded where the Q-snap was against it. So yeah, there was that chemical reaction that happened with the plastic and the fabric. And she said, of course, heat plays a role. She did do some research on vinyl. She said she owns a lot of Mama Jones vinyl bags, vinyl front bags, and has never had a problem. She didn't note, you know, how long she's kept projects in them. But of course, they have done research on the vinyls, and there are different grades of vinyl as well. So that would affect, you know, she's never had a problem with pattern sticking or anything, but the different grades of vinyl are going to be, you know, different qualities and will react differently. My bottom line, I think, is just to keep your fabric away from the plastics as much as possible. Now, I'd also like to say keep the floss away. You guys know I store all my floss in the plastic bags and the Tux bags. I don't know how else that's practical that you could store the floss. I don't know. I know a lot of people do big rings, but how do you store the DMC? Yeah. And again, that's practical and compact, because for me, that's always an issue, because space is an issue. But anyway, so the bottom line is Anne ordered the muslin bags this morning. They will be, or for her this afternoon, they will be into the store on Friday. So, yeah, I will be buying a lot of them. Because as you know, not only, I'm not storing anything in Ziploc bags, but I do have all those mesh bags. And I do have some vinyl front bags. So I will be buying a lot of them. I asked her to buy we went back and forth about what size to get, and I recommended, I think, the 8 by 16 or 8 by 20. I forget which. So, looking at my pattern here to see what I do next. I had 5 columns of 5, and then there's a half and 3 1/2. Yeah, so I was thrilled to hear back from Anne. She also mentioned project rolls. Now, the only project roll I had been familiar with was kind of the one that's a long semi-hard tube that you roll your fabric around. But she showed me, and I'm sure there's plenty of you out there who are totally familiar with this, and you're going to say, well, duh, Jan. But she showed me the ones where it's actually like a quilted bag that you roll, you lay the fabric flat in, and you roll it up. So it's inside of that. And the store sells them. Dying to Stitch does sell those as well. They are made by a friend of Anne's. She doesn't have an Etsy shop. She just only sells through the store. So I asked Anne for information on those project rolls as well. Price. She said they do come in different sizes. So I probably will be getting some of those as well, because I do roll my projects up and you put them rolled into the project bags. Now, the big ones I usually end up having to bend a little bit to get them to fit. But I could see with those project rolls, and Anne actually has these little cards, information cards that she puts with her roll, you know, what the project is, what bag the materials are in, you know, fabric, all that kind of stuff. So it's actually rather brilliant, and I'm trying to get my brain around how well it would work for me. I want to try it. I don't know whether I would store the rolls, like, not in the bag, but maybe next to, I don't know, but I want to try it, because I know you're going to get tired of hearing this, but get rid of the plastic. Get rid of plastic. That's my mantra. It's one of my mantras. My other is don't get cocky with cross stitch, and give love, get love, and find your joy. Oh my goodness, people. Do you love me or do you love me? So let's see. So many of you were like, do the Hade, Jan, do the Hade. Do the max color Hade, Jan, do the max color Hade. People, you're going to kill me. I'm not ready to start it. There's no way. I don't have the fabric. I don't have the floss. I did look yesterday on 123 Stitch, though, and they do have the size I need. Oh, but I was going to show you what the Hades are that I own. So I actually have them all in my Knit Companion app, as well as other things. So I own Farewell to Anger. And this is, it is not, I did not get the max color one. Phew. This is the regular one, 89 colors. Still 25 wide by 16 and 3/8 high. But I mean, really, what a stunning piece. So, Carolyn, CZ Zook Stitches, let me know that she's planning on starting this. She has started to gather her materials. So we're going to be doing a stitch along of this. Now, it's not going to be until the new year. This is going to be our New Year start. But I can't tell you how thrilled I was when she said, I'm starting to kit this up. Like, of course you are, Carolyn, because we are twins. So funny. All right, so I have that one. The one that I did get max color on is this one. It's called Lost in Bliss, the color expansion one, artwork by Cindy Christensen, designed for Japan's recovery. How interesting. I did not know that. And I love the watercolor look. And you'll see that in another one too. Peace, life, bliss, love, simplicity. Is that a gorgeous piece? And this still isn't huge, 16 by 22.5, so it's about the same size as Farewell to Anger, just a lot more colors. Which is kind of funny because when you think about it, I probably won't do the background. I looked at the chart and like all this is just one color down here, like that white. So I'll probably just get fabric that's white and not do the background. So what else do we have here, Jan, in our little app? This is the other watercolor one. PK Poppies, artwork by Joe Lynch. Look at that. This is only 9 by 10, almost 11. So this is a smaller piece. It's only 225 by 267 stitches. It's small. Look how gorgeous that is. Now it's interesting. This was designed or made into a chart in 2008. It recommends this hand-dyed silk floss. Well, I went to look I looked up handdyedfibers.com. They no longer exist, which is fine. I would just use DMC anyway. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes, I like color. And then last but not least, my last shade. Did I tell you I like the watercolor look? Look at that. And of course, wine and grapes and all that. Isn't that gorgeous? Ready for Harvest. Artwork by Aaron Dirtner. Again, this isn't a max color one or anything. And the finished piece is only 19 by 13. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those colors. I look at these and I do want to start them all. It's not practical though, is it? Anyways, those are the shades that I own. Farewell to Anger will be the one I start with Carolyn. New Year's start, Carolyn. We can do this. New Year's start, Carolyn. We can do this. We have plenty of time to get all of our stuff together. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end it there because I have to count up and go over, and I'm at 23 minutes. As I mentioned, tomorrow is The Things Unseen Mystery Sampler by Lizzie Kate. And see, I store it all rolled up. I do have most of the first section done. I'm pretty sure it ends over here somewhere. So I'm going to get out my various and sundry pieces of 32 count and start playing around with it. I'm going to tape. Well, I'm going to have to get a shower first, actually, because this one I'm going to do face on. But I'm going to tape playing around and choosing, showing what I have. And then tomorrow, I'm going to put this video up as a premiere so you can help me choose. Such a pretty piece. I say that a lot, don't I? Anyways, guys, today we'll see how much I get done on the Taj Mahal mandala. I love you. Remember, if I can find it, to give love, get love. Lord knows this world needs it. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.